Hi everyone, this is Learning with Linda, and today I bring you a March update regarding SNAP benefits. So remember how in some of my previous videos we've already been talking about the end of the emergency allotments. So there's actually two new proposals on the table for a SNAP increase in two specific states. Then also a new rent relief program will be available very soon for those in the state of Texas. And if you live in the state of Montana, there's a new tax rebate of up to $2,500 that will be available very soon. All it's pretty much pending is the governor's signature there. And then here we also have the final dates of the emergency allotment. There's a couple of states that are sending the February benefits in the month of March. So make sure you guys stay until the end of this video to ensure that you receive this information. Now, before we get started, if you're interested in the latest news regarding stimulus, child tax credit, SNAP, P-EBT, and everything in between, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button down below. Now let's get right to it. Alright guys, so here we have the list of states that are already starting to send out their regular benefits. So remember, these states are only for regular EBT benefits. This is not having anything to do pretty much with the emergency allotment, since in these states that has already ended, right? So these are the SNAP payout dates for March 2023. Once again, regular benefits. Starting off with Arizona, you can expect to receive your regular benefits anytime between March 1st all the way through the 13th. Colorado, March 1st all the way through the 10th. Florida, March 1st through the 28th. Georgia, March 5th all the way through the 23rd. Illinois, March 1st all the way through March 20th. Michigan, March 3rd through March 21st. Texas, March 1st through March 28th. When it comes to Utah, March 5th, the 11th, or the 15th. Virginia, March 1st all the way through March 7th. West Virginia, March 1st through March 9th. And Wisconsin, March 2nd through March 15th. And once again, I just want to remind you that these are the payout dates for the regular benefits. This has nothing to do with the emergency allotments. And as I've mentioned previously, there's a couple of states that are sending their emergency allotments from the benefit month of February in the month of March, right? So let's head into those payout dates for the emergency allotments. So for example, on this list, we do have Alabama sending their February benefit on March 1st. California, February benefit on March 25th or the 26th. Hawaii, March 15th. Kansas, March 22nd all the way through the 31st. Massachusetts, March 2nd. Minnesota, March 7th all the way through March 30th. Nevada, March 14th. And Vermont, March 14th as well. So lately we've been noticing that there's a couple of states that are starting to, or at least trying to, take action towards increasing the minimum SNAP benefit. And one of those recently is actually Pennsylvania, where their governor is actually proposing increasing the minimum SNAP benefit in their latest proposal. Then, of course, we also have the state of Massachusetts. So they're saying here a short-term spending bill Governor Healy filed and the House approved on Wednesday would provide more than 630,000 Massachusetts families who receive SNAP benefits with 40% of the previously boosted allotment for another 3 months. So it seems like in the state of Massachusetts, they're talking about the possibility of a temporary increase. And so let's dive into some of the details. So regarding Pennsylvania, today Governor Josh Shapiro delivered his first budget address. Education, public safety, mental health, and job creation are just some of the topics that received attention and funding increases in Shapiro's proposed 2023 to 2024 fiscal budget. Many families have been impacted by the end of the federal emergency benefits from the SNAP program. Shapiro's budget invests $16 million in SNAP to increase the minimum benefit by 52%. Shapiro also proposed an expansion to the property tax rent rebate program, increasing the maximum rebate from $650 to $1,000 a year. The income gap for renters and homeowners would also increase to $45,000 a year. This, according to the administration, roughly 175,000 more Pennsylvanians would be eligible. So once again, guys, I remind you that this is just a proposal from the governor of Pennsylvania. Now, moving on to those in the state of Massachusetts, recently the House approved a temporary SNAP 40% increase. So it's only the House that's pretty much approved this so far. Last Wednesday, the Massachusetts House anonymously approved injecting more than $280 million into emergency shelter, school meals, and food aid programs on the verge of running out of capacity or money. The federal government expanded the food assistance program early in the pandemic, allowing eligible households to receive at least $95 more per month, but aid amounts are set to return to pre-pandemic levels starting on Thursday. So the short-term spending bill Healy filed and the House approved Wednesday would provide more than 630,000 Bay State families who receive SNAP benefits with 40% of the previously boosted allotment for another 3 months, which of course would soften the scheduled decrease. So the legislation seeking to avert that drop will not reach Haley's desk until at least next week because the Senate does not take the measure in its session until Thursday. So once again, this was currently approved in the House, and then they're waiting for approval of this hopefully in the Senate. And now moving on to those in the state of Texas. So the Texas Rent Relief Program is actually starting to accept new applications, or actually they will be accepting new applications for rent and utility assistance starting next week. So here's all the details, and if we go ahead and click this button here on the website that says Learn More, they're providing additional details as to how to apply. So the Texas Rent Relief Program has $96 million remaining to help Texans affected by the pandemic. Now the program will accept new applications for rent and utility assistance from Tuesday, March 14th, which again is next week at 8 a.m. Central Time, to Tuesday, March 28th at 11:59 p.m. So if you're interested in applying, you should visit the TexasRentRelief.com website to review eligibility details and required documents. They're going to ask you to collect all documents and paperwork ahead of time to make sure the application process goes smoother. So starting March 14th, you can submit your application online or over the phone by calling the TRR call center at the following number, which is 833-989-7368. You want to keep an eye out for communication from the program in case they need to contact you regarding more information that they would need to process your application. And if you are a first-time Texas Rent Relief Program applicant, you may be eligible for up to 18 months of rent and utility bill assistance, either with past due payments or a combination of past due and future payments made on their behalf. Now, when it comes to returning applicants who have not received the maximum allowed 18 months of assistance for rent and or utility bills, can submit an additional funding request via their existing online user account. Today, we also have news for those in the state of Montana, since your governor is celebrating the progress of a historic tax package, which, by the way, it's headed right towards his desk, and it includes income tax rebates and property tax rebates as well. And so a suite of bills allocating $1 billion chunk of Montana's $2.5 billion plus surplus toward tax rebates and other spending measures cleared the final Senate vote, standing between them and the desk of the governor this week. So if, as is likely, the governor signs the bills into law, they would tee up the state to issue income tax rebates of up to $1,250 per taxpayer, and then when it comes to property tax rebates of up to $1,000 per homeowner. Combined, those rebate efforts would pull an estimated $764 million from state coffers. And so the two major tax and spending bills now headed to the governor are as follows. One would be House Bill 222 that would put $284 million toward property tax rebate checks of as much as $1,000 for Montana homeowners, $500 for taxes paid in each of 2022 and then 2023. The Montana Department of Revenue estimates about 312,000 households would be eligible. And then the second bill would be House Bill 192 2022 that would spend $480 million on income tax rebates of up to $1,250 per taxpayer, or for spouses who file taxes jointly, it would be up to $2,500. Now, the Revenue Department estimates the rebates would be available to an estimated 460,000 taxpayers who were full-time Montana residents in 2020 and also 2021. And moving on to the topic of pandemic EBT for the school year 2022 through 2023, I did notice the state of Indiana actually now has an update on their website when it comes to this P-EBT benefits, right? So it seems like here on their website, they've actually provided estimated payout dates now. They've also provided additional information. So let's dive right into some of these details. So the purpose of P-EBT is to provide food assistance to families with students who would have received free or reduced lunch while attending school, but are not in school due to COVID-19 related reasons. So for the 2022 through 2023 school year, an additional group of students are eligible for P-EBT, and this would be students who are currently homeschooled or are enrolled in a full-time virtual program who meet the conditions below. That would be students that was enrolled in the National School Lunch Program, which means they receive free or reduced lunch, eligible school after the public health emergency for COVID began, and the student transitioned to homeschool/virtual school for reasons related to COVID. And also the student is now eligible for free or reduced price lunch, an application that must be submitted and approved. And then the website for the application would be coming soon, right? Or there's also the student is currently in kindergarten through second grade and is homeschooled or in virtual school due to COVID related reasons and is eligible for free or reduced price school meals. And then also when it comes to summer P-EBT, right, here's an update for that. So the P-EBT benefit labeled as summer P-EBT is for all students who are eligible for free or reduced lunch and enrolled in an Indiana in-person school. COVID-related absences are not required. Remember, we talked about in several of my videos how for several states, when it comes to the regular school year P-EBT and summer P-EBT, there are different requirements. Now, here's an update for those in the state of Indiana regarding summer P-EBT. Unfortunately, homeschool/virtual students are not eligible for summer P-EBT per federal legislation. The state of Indiana also just released these estimated issuance dates. So for example, if it's P-EBT eligible months of August through December of 2022, and it would be for in-person students, the estimated issuance date would be in April of this year. But once again, these are just estimated payout dates, right? The state can always fall behind, etc. And then for P-EBT eligible months from January all the way through May for in-person students, it would be approximately in the month of May. And then also for August through December when it comes to homeschool/virtual or January through May benefits, both of those, the estimated issuance date would also be in the month of May. And that is all the updates that I have for today. Remember to turn on your notification button to know when I have uploaded a new video. See you guys next time.